you have ownership in defense stocks. When it comes to railways, since you have ownership there, A, these are not high return businesses, and B, there's a binary risk, which is elections. So as a portfolio manager, how would you manage that?
No, you are absolutely right. And as a disclaimer, we are probably trimming in some of those stocks as well, because the returns have been tremendous. And you're right, there is a, even though the hypothetical risk and probably smaller probability, but there is always a risk. If the new government comes in, the priority is probably likely to change. If there is a continuation of the dispensation, then probably there will be, in fact, even more thrust to the areas that we are witnessing in defense and railway. So reprioritization of the sector for the new government is a real risk that we are carrying. So some amount of taking money off the table is warranted at this juncture, I would definitely say. But from the quality of business perspective, I would say we are probably underestimating the size that these companies can become over a 3-5 year horizon. See, if India was to actually reduce its logistics cost from 12% to 13-14% to about 8%, which is what the global standard is, we'll probably need far more of railway logistics, and that will require far more capex into wagons and rakes and in the entire, which is what is happening, right? We have seen the eastern corridor of the DFC open up. We'll soon see the DFC on the western corridor also open up, and we'll see bullet trains and other electrification and signaling system. Everything is being invested into. And last budget was the first budget where we saw big absolute number as well as a huge percentage in terms of where the money is flowing towards. So I still believe it is still an early stage in the cycle, and these companies can become much larger from a 5-year perspective. So that is why it would be, and I have seen this pan out in multiple sectors, that if you are early in identifying a sector, stick around as long as the tailwind in the sectors are there.
They say when there is cherry consensus, you don't get good prices. And defense, railways, manufacturing, ये घर-घर की कहानी हो गई है. Isn't that true?
घर-घर की कहानी तो नहीं बोल सकते, but yes, you are right. It's become more popular. It was an ignored sector probably 5 years back. These stocks were available at 8-10% kind of dividend yield, especially in the defense. Nobody was willing to look at railway. Railway used to be a kind of a seasonal trade where you buy it pre-budget and then sell it in budget. This time around the cycle has prolonged and it is way beyond budget because that change actually happened. See, whenever a new sector comes up, usually there are no dedicated sector analysts in the sell side broking firm. People don't know how to value it. People don't know how to estimate how much the growth can be. So all those things lead to a little bit of overvaluation. And I think that is, we have seen this happen in every sector that we have invested in. 2014-15, we identified chemical as a sector. Now today we are all, the stocks, they were available at single PE digit multiple. They went to 40-50 PE multiple. The moment they are correcting to 30, now people are saying it's a buy. I mean, I'm not saying they are not a buy. In fact, we are not investing. But people have gotten so used to 40-50 PE multiple that 30 looks like an opportunity to them. So again, that is what I would call a popularity, is that, sustained 6-7 year period, and then suddenly there are new companies coming for IPO in the same sector analysts, sell side brokerage, reports coming one after the another. So those are the things that point to, okay, everybody is now focused on this sector and money is flowing towards these sectors. So we are still in the early stages. Still there is no private sector in the defense. It is all PSU sector only. And at some point of time, some private sector companies will also come. We have seen 1-2 companies come to the market. We'll see many more companies come to the market to raise funds over here as well.
So is that a new idea, that buy private sector defense players?
No, so private sector, I think for the next 5 to 7 years, it will still remain a very much a PSU dominated sector. It is a strategic sector. Not everything will be opened up to private competition. However, there are spaces like whether it is drones or whether it is some other small equipment, subcomponents, assemblies, which can be addressed to by the private sectors. And yes, they are going to witness tremendous growth over the next 5-7 years also, but they are still all very small companies. The turnover ranging from somewhere between 50-100 crores to 500 crores is the range. So from a institutional perspective, there are still very small companies, but yes, that is the sector that should do well over the 10-year horizon as well.